Merry Christmas, Dolly sisters and Dolly brothers, and a Happy New Year. And please ring that notification bell for you to miss any future videos. Hey, Dolly sisters and brothers, Merry Christmas. I'm taking Juliana out to look at Christmas lights. And the only fear I have is dogs, so I hope no dogs are out at this time. It is 11, so I'm doing this video at 11 at night, but it's okay. Look at my precious toddler. She has her little Christmas outfit, and I'm hoping that I can see some Christmas lights with her and show her some Christmas lights. And oh my goodness, there's a little bump right here in the sidewalk that that has a big step. And I'm gonna see how much Christmas lights I can see in houses. And yeah, so she is excited and happy and giggling away. And my little precious girl. And here we are. One house has Christmas lights. Really nice. Oh, over here has more Christmas lights. And it's so exciting. For the first time that Juliana actually goes out to see Christmas lights on Christmas, it is Jaylene, Jakari, Juliana, and Journey and Jasper's first Christmas. Actually, Jaylene had several Christmas. Sorry about that. I gotta check myself. And here's one house with Christmas lights. Very nice. Jaylene has had several Christmas. And Jakari, yes, I do have Christmas video of them, so I gotta correct myself. They had their Christmas, but it's Juliana, Joy, and Journey and Jasper's first Christmas. My fraternal twins haven't had no Christmas with me or Juliana, but Jaylene and oh my goodness, I am like so tired. Jaylene and Jakari had Christmas, and so excited. Not really that much Christmas lights over here. I did saw a lot on the way. So I see two houses with Christmas lights, and this one has like a little Christmas snowman. And I won't be getting too close to people's houses unless they're in my side. I'm gonna try not to wander off too far. And here's one house with Christmas lights, and I'm sorry I haven't gotten that close, but I don't really want to get too close to houses, especially the ones that have dogs. I love dogs, I really do. Just other people's dogs really scare me. And I have, in 2014, I went to the gas station for some snacks, and as I was coming out of the gas station and walking to my mom's old house, sorry about that, another virus just popped out of my phone and ruined the video. So I was saying I was going to a gas station by a house that my mom used to own that I had a pool. And as I was coming out of the gas station with my snacks, the neighbors' dogs were always loose, and they were pretty big dogs. And one of the big dogs got so close to me, I thought I was going to get bit that day. It was in 2014, and I was so scared, but I do not like showing fear to dogs. I do not show fear. That's why I didn't get bit. I didn't show no fear. I did not make no eye contact with the dog. I just stood there until the owner came out, and I was really upset. And the dog, after the dog walked away, that he was away from me, I told the owner if he would have bitten me, I would have called the police. And he apologized and he brought the dog in. And since that day, he kept an eye on his dogs, making sure that they don't get near somebody. But that was a terrifying moment that I got with the dog up close. So since that day, I've been scared of other people's dogs, and I only get close to family dogs. And here's one house that's beautiful, beautifully decorated, and Juliana is looking at the lights. And so yeah, I don't want to go too far, and it is almost 12 o'clock at night. And I wanted to wait. Look how beautiful the snowman. And yeah, so I'm gonna go down a little bit more down this way and then turn around. Not a lot of people really decorate that much, but it's good. And so yeah, so Juliana, Joy, Jasper, and Journey are the only ones that haven't had Christmas with me. And this is actually their first Christmas. Juliana, Jasper, Journey, and Joy's first Christmas. And then Jaylene and Jakari had their Christmas a couple of times. And my mom couldn't wait for the 24th. She gave me one of my presents, and I am so grateful. She got me a little blanket, very nice colors. It's like a golden color with black, and it's beautiful with white soft fuzzy in the bottom. And I love the Christmas present. And I don't really like asking my family when they ask me what do you want for Christmas. I really don't know what to ask for. I really feel blessed of what I have. Here's one of the houses with Christmas lights, and the other house over there, and Juliana's loving it. I'm gonna go to this other house with Christmas lights, and then I'm gonna turn back because I am not in a good neighborhood. Where I live is a little bit good, but not that good. But don't worry, I am safe. I have my pepper spray, and I have my taser that my mom bought for me, and I have that in my pocket, and I always carry it with me when I'm alone walking. Here's another house with lights, and this one really nice, a Christmas doggy. And I will be turning back because here's another house with lights, very nice. And yeah, so we used to go, my mom's Christmas tradition was when she had a car, we used to go see Christmas lights at the big houses where the rich people lived at. And it was so nice. A lot of times the big houses had those really tall Christmas trees where it goes all the way to a high ceiling, and it was so beautiful. And I remember I told my mom one day, I think I was like 24 or 25, that was almost the last time we went Christmas lights looking. I told my mom, I want to buy you a house and a car. And to this day I tell her, Mom, one day I want to buy you a car and a house that she can own for herself, because we're always growing up. I remember we were always moving, rent to rent, house to house, apartment to apartment. And it's sad. Since I was little, we were always moving, and I remember most of the time we will only last a year in an apartment and then move again. and then we'll last. And so I remember my mom rented a townhouse in Hialeah, and it had 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. And I remember we didn't even last there a year. I think we lasted like 6 or 7 months. And my mom said that we had to move again. And I was so sad because I already fixed all my toys, and I fixed we had our room fixed up. Me, my sister, and brother would share a room, and we had our room nicely fixed. And I remember us having to move again and pack everything again into boxes, and it was so sad. Every time we were always moving and moving and moving and not lasting that long. And it turns out, as the older I got, I asked my mom, I told her, do you remember how we were always moving? And she said yes. And I told her, why was the reason? Well, my mom told me the reason is because they kept raising the rent. My mom said that in the townhouse that we were living in, it wasn't even a year or two, or a year, a couple of months, and the lady raised the rent for us. We were paying at that time $1,300 and for a 3-bedroom and 2 bath and 1.5. And the woman didn't even wait the year, and she raised the rent. And so we had to move because we couldn't afford it. And so I told my mom, is that why we were always moving? And she said, yes. That's why we always had to move so many times, because we couldn't afford it at that time. And it was just a heartbreaker. Here's one of the houses with the lights. And that's why we were always moving. And it's just, I was, when my mom bought her first home in 2008, she bought, where my sister lived, she bought a house that was across the street from where my sister lived. And that was her first home that she owned. And a lot of family members were involved in helping us. Even one of my cousins, she was so kind and sweet. My cousin, she signed with my mom, and I was so happy when we got to finally live in a home where we didn't have to move all the time. And I was so happy being in that house that my mom owned. And my nephews grew up in that house, and and then my niece never got to see it, because once my nephews were already between like 8 or 9 or 10, we my mom ended up having to sell the house because of a lot of problems happening. And that was another sad hit to us, having to move again. And I was heartbroken because we lasted in that house for a long time. I think it was years, from 2008 to I don't remember the other year, the last year that we lived there, but it was heartbreaking. My mom had a wedding in that house with her husband and ex-husband, and my sister had a wedding there too. And it's so heartbreaking when you have to move and move and move. And I really didn't like moving all the time, and we ended up moving into my sister's house in 2021. And so since from 2021 to excuse me, 23, we were living in my sister's house for those years, and it was uncomfortable, and of course family discussions and arguments and fights escalated, and it was really terrible. And I just prayed to God that those couple of nights that I didn't want to see my mom sad and crying and suffering anymore. And it's like God heard my mom's prayers and my prayers, and we found this little apartment that we live now, and we are so grateful that we're living there, and that we have our little space now. And I'm just so grateful. I cannot ask no more from God, because that's how grateful I am. And here's the other house. It's really, really nice. Very, very nicely decorated. And so yeah, and I think I stepped on something. And so I'm just so grateful. And God gave my mom back. And my mom had her liver transplant in March, and she's a survivor. And I'm just so grateful for God blessing me with my mom. And I would like to make a video about explaining how my mom got me when I was a baby, and who's my birth mom. I would like to make a video of it, just telling you, I wanted to share with you who is my birth mom and my birth dad, and explain to you why my mom is my mom. And well, I don't want to make this video so long, but please stay tuned to that video explaining. I'll try to do it tomorrow. And so Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to everybody. I really love you, Dolly sisters and brothers. You guys are the best, and you guys make my day and make me so happy, and you make me feel so loved when I'm in my sad days. And so here's my little 2-year-old. She will be 3 in February 28th, and I will be celebrating her birthday. Hey baby, say bye. All right, everybody, God bless.